Hi, welcome to my ChineseMotorbike.co.uk. I've had a request from a couple of people regarding upjetting the carburetor, which is something most people want to do for that little bit of extra performance. Obviously these little bikes are not very powerful to begin with, so people like to get the most out of them. Upjetting the carburetor and fitting a performance air filter like the one pictured is one of the first things most people do. It's straightforward, it's easy, but with it being the carburetor, a lot of people consider it a bit of a black art and accordingly consider it a bit worrying. It's very straightforward. First thing we need to do is remove the carburetor. Now, the carburetor, as you can see here, is attached by two cables, a fuel hose, the air filter, and it's bolted onto the inlet manifold of the engine block, as you can see just there. You'll have to excuse the poor quality, so I'm just having to work in cramped conditions in my garage because the weather's not very good outside and the light accordingly is a little awkward. So we'll remove the air filter. If it's in the case of the standard one, it will be held by a circlip just like the performance one, but it will be a rubber hose leading to a box. Remove that and pop that off. You remove the two bolts which hold it onto the exhaust manifold, the inlet manifold, sorry, one either side. So you just undo those. They're already undone, as you can see, and that's just sitting on the studs currently. To remove the throttle connection, you can see that just there. It's on a little knurled ring. You undo that and slide the whole thing out. That's the slide and the needle. Now you have to be very careful with the slide and the needle. Make sure that you don't damage them. They're very delicate parts and they're essential to the flow of fuel, the accurate flow of fuel. So if you damage those, they will need to be replaced. Be careful with them. If we look down here on the left hand side of the bike, this is the GY trail bike style, incidentally. Exactly the same will apply for the CG clone and what have you. If you look down here on the left hand side of the bike, you have the choke cable. That's simply like a cycle cable. Just look for the slot, twist it around and pop out the soldered nipple at the end there to release the cable. And you'll also need to unscrew the little bolt you can see just up there, little crosshead screw which holds the cable in place to the carburetor body. Okay, this is the carburetor removed from the engine, and here is the slide with the needle that you can see there. Now this needle is a tapered needle, as you can see. It's quite fat at the top, and then about halfway down it starts to thin and gets quite thin and then goes to a point at the bottom. This adjusts the flow of fuel. As this rises, the more fuel is sucked through the carburetor and accordingly the more air also to maintain the fuel air mix ratio. The needle is adjustable by circlips on a groove at the top inside the slide body, so you can raise it or lower it by two grooves from the central groove to either weaken or enrich the mixture at higher revs.